Hi, my name is Allan. I'm a psychotherapist and a writer. Welcome to my Headbangers video where I reveal the psychological secrets in classic rock songs. Today we're going back to 1974. The band is Steely Dan. The song is Any Major Dude Will Tell You. Now, I've chosen this song because it focuses on a fairly regular conversation that happens in our society. And it also, in a very subtle way, picks up attention and underlies that conversation. Just before we go on, don't forget to wait until the end for my mailbox section where I answer your comments. Let's let Donald Fagen, the lead singer, introduce us to the issue.
Never seen you looking so bad, my funky one. Tell me that your superfine mind has come undone. Any major dude with half a heart surely will tell you, my friend. Any minor world that breaks apart falls together again. When the demon is at your door, on it won't be there no more. Major dude tell you. Major dude will tell you.
So the conversation that Donald introduces us to is between himself and someone who's in deep emotional pain. Now, Donald starts off very in touch with the person in pain. He can see how bad they're looking, and he can hear that they're afraid their mind is falling apart. He also gives us some indication about how he's going to respond. But before we go too far with Donald, I just want to talk about the person in pain. They're doing something that we often do when we are hurting. They're talking to friends and family about what's going on for them. And these conversations, I mean, they can take us over when we're really hurting. All our conversations are about pain, and almost every conversation we have sort of tracks back to what's going on for us. The person in pain can feel like they're being a burden, but I tend to see it as part of the human condition. Right from the beginning, when we're babies, if we're suffering, we either completely dissolve into tears or we start screaming, and we're letting our parents know that we need tending to. As adults, we tend not to be so emotional when we're hurting, but I think it's basically the same dynamic. We're in pain and we want other people to notice. Let's see what happens next.
Have you ever seen a squanch tears? Well, look at mine. People on the street have all seen better times. Any major dude with half a heart surely will tell you, my friend. Any minor word that breaks apart falls together again. The demon is at your door. It won't be there no more. The major dude tell you. Any major dude will tell.
Okay, so Donald responds to the person in pain in a fairly standard way. He tries to help alleviate the pain or take it away totally if he can. And he uses fairly normal strategies to do that. One is that he becomes wise. He starts giving advice. He tells the person that things that are falling apart come together again. The demons might be in your mind at the moment, but by the morning they'll be gone. And he not only says that he knows this, he substantiates his position by saying any major dude would say the same. The other thing is that he normalises the person's pain. Now, evidently a quonk is a North American mythical figure that's very unattractive to look at and bursts into tears when someone looks at it. And Donald says, look, quonks are always crying, but geez, I've cried more than a quonk. And also look at the people on the streets. Everybody's suffering. So don't worry, it's no big deal. You'll come through. Let's see what happens next.
I can tell you all I know, the where to go, the what to do. You can try to run, but you can't hide from what's inside of you.
So something happens here. Donald starts singing a little bit louder, but also this man who was very in touch with the person in pain has now given up. He says, I can tell you what to do, where to go, I can tell you everything I know, but you're not going to listen anyway. Now, Donald doesn't tell us how the person who's in pain has been responding to his support. But often when someone is really hurting, they don't want advice, they don't want wise words, they don't really care what any major dude would say. They don't want their pain normalised. They really want it to be felt by the other. They really want the other to get how much they're suffering. And so there is this sort of tension between the person who's in pain and the person giving the support. The person in pain is disappointed with the response. The person giving the support is often frustrated because the person in pain isn't listening to them. This tension's not usually communicated. Usually the conversation just moves on, but it seems that in this instance, the person who's suffering has let Donald know that what he's giving isn't helping. As for the other part of it, that Donald says you have to face what's inside of you, may or may not be true. What's probably likely is the person in pain is going to keep having these conversations. They might even have it again with Donald. Donald and the person might go through exactly the same conversation again. I don't think that means that it's all a waste of time. I think we do actually work things through in these conversations, even though that we don't get what we're looking for. And the other thing is that these conversations might keep us going until the world changes. So if someone's heartbroken because they've been left, these conversations might keep them going until someone else comes into their world, and the pain can start to disappear. The person might have to face themselves, whatever that means. What we can say is this is a absolutely brilliant, sort of very, very subtle capturing of that conversation between people who are in pain and people who are offering them support, and the underlying tensions that can happen at those moments. It's a great song anyway, but it is a fantastic song for capturing that dynamic. Thank you for listening to my Headbangers video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to stay for the mailbox section at the end. Thank you for your fantastic comments. Aldara123 commented on my Melanie video. He said, Melanie is my favourite singer of all time. I have seen her in concerts over 20 times. Aldara, that's lucky you. I never got to see her, even though she was such an important singer in my life. I never actually got to see her in concert. So good on you. I'm sure that was fantastic.